Welcome to Geeks 4x4, the most budget-oriented off-road channel in all the YouTubes. And today we are back with the Escape. One last video probably on the Escape. We're going to lift the back, show you guys how to do that. Bought these spacers. They came from Russia, actually. It took them about a month to get here. They're about 1 inch for the rear. We got two already on the front. If you haven't seen that video, right up in there. Let's get to it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's go. I got the back jacked up. It's got, actually has quite a fair amount of travel, but yeah, pull the tire off and see what I got to take off to drop the spring out of it. All right, tires off, working on this. This bolt on mine, it has a little retainer clip. It's supposed to make it not spin, and that broke off like instantly. That thing was really tight, really rusted. So anyway, that took a long time. I got it down and I needed to pull the brake line free. And then I'm about to drop and see if we can't get this thing to drop further now. Not quite. Still got to figure out exactly how to get this thing out of here. We're not there yet. I won. I got the spring out. Had to pull this one off, that lower arm off. If you take this off, you got to go get an alignment. So if you haven't gotten an alignment yet, you can take that off, and I think it'd be easier. This is quite a difficult install. I'm gonna have to use pry bars probably to get this spring back in, so that'll be nice and sketchy, but it's gonna get in there. We'll get it. Alrighty, got her pretty much lined up. This thing just fell off of this as I've been moving it around, so it's been a real pain to get this thing lined up. You can see spring's actually sitting below it right now. So, on to the next tug and pull. So far, this is a difficult install. All right, so I got the pucks installed on the Escape, and I measured it, and I was sitting 3/4 of an inch high in the back, and I was 3/4 low before. I was very confused because these were advertised as 110 millimeter, and it seemed like I got 2 inches out of them, which 110 is 1.1 inch. So took them back out. They're not easy, but it's doable. And I think I'm gonna end up cutting these down. They've got lines on them, and I might just cut it all the way down to there. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna do some measuring here, and I'll let you guys know what I end up cutting. If you want to see what it looks like with the 120 millimeter spacers before I cut them, here's a picture. All right, so I cut it off at the first line. Did it with the Sawzall. Doesn't have to be perfectly straight, it's going to crush down anyway. But something about the geometry of this suspension, and when you lift the front of the spring that far, so I would get the 80 millimeter ones and see, yeah, so now we're only just a hair taller. The tallest sections are right there. We are about a 1/2 inch taller now than our original, and hopefully that does it. Also, it was really hard to get in and lined up where it was before, so I'm gonna tape this thing on like they did from the factory and see if that doesn't help me. Well, just taped it with electrical tape. I really don't think that's going to do anything, but they did have it taped from the factory, and it was really hard to get it lined up yesterday. The other one's not even lined up, which is part of the reason why I took this thing apart. But well, we'll see. Well, call me surprised. The tape actually held that thing in place, so I was able to hammer the bottom over, and now I just have to put these two arms back on and put this side together. That's pretty cool. I'm really surprised, but hopefully it works on the other side because that one was worse, and hopefully I get about the right height out of it when I'm done. Yeah, so this is how the other spring ended up yesterday, and I drove it around a little bit because I didn't tape it. Also, it's super long. So anyway, I'm gonna cut this. I haven't pulled this one out yet. We're gonna cut it down the same way. This is passenger side. Tape it up, put it back together. Hopefully this thing sits level, and doesn't fight me too much. Fingers crossed. Well, there we have it. We have installed a full lift kit now between two videos. Link up here for the front coil spacers. They were a strut spacer in the front and the coil in the rear. You can tell I got a new mic for the closure of this video. It's probably been a week or so since I've installed these. We're going to measure for you, get you the final measurements on the Escape. It's supposed to be 2 inches higher in the front, about an inch in the back with what I did to cut those things. I think I would order the 80 millimeter ones. I think what I understood was that I was going to get 120 millimeters of lift, and I only got, or what I got was 120 millimeter tall puck, and that gives me more lift. So I think that's what I've learned, and I want to pass on to you guys. The quality of product that was shipped from Russia, 1 month shipping, was great. Shipping was decently fast. I think it only took 3 weeks or something. I don't know. But good product, fit nicely. I think I'd go 80 millimeter if I were to do it again. I just didn't want to buy one, and I figured I have a saw, so let me cut it. So, all right, we're going to go center of hub to the fender, bottom of the fender here. So we are at 19 1/4 in the front. And hopefully you can still hear me all the way back here the same. And 19 1/2 in the back. So it's about 1/4 inch higher in the back, and I think that's exactly what it needs. I'm sure if you put people in the back of it, or I'm carrying tools all the time and stuff like that, so it sits just about dead level. I'll put a picture right here. And I also will throw in a picture if you're interested with the 120 millimeter right. Thank you for watching today. We really appreciate your time. Hopefully you've got a little Escape that you want to do a little bit of upgrades to, and give it a little bit better stance. I really enjoy driving this. It's actually a nice little car, but you know, Jeeps and the Excursions are a lot more fun. This is just great to make gas and get me from point A to point B. Literally putting 300 miles on it a week. I put 2,500 miles on it since I got it together. So anyway, we will see you guys next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a good day.